When did you finally stop apologizing for existing? I was 22 when my roommate Sarah pointed out I said sorry 47 times in one day. She'd been counting with little tally marks on a napkin, documenting my pathological need to apologize for breathing. You apologized to the microwave for beeping too loud, she said, showing me the evidence. You said sorry to the door for squeaking. You apologized to me for breathing too loudly while I was watching TV. You even said sorry to that pigeon on the balcony for startling it. That's not normal, Emma. I'd been doing it my whole life. Sorry for taking up space in elevators. Sorry for ordering at restaurants and making the server write things down. Sorry for my phone existing when it buzzed. Sorry for having opinions that differed from others. Sorry for needing things like help or attention. Sorry for taking up oxygen in rooms where other people clearly deserved it more. Growing up, my mom always said I was too much of everything. Too loud when I laughed at TV shows, too needy when I asked for help with homework, too present when she wanted quiet time with her wine and romance novels. Why can't you just be less? She'd sigh dramatically whenever I showed any trace of personality. Other kids don't need this much attention, so I learned to shrink myself down to nothing. Made myself smaller, quieter, more apologetic, developed this weird sixth sense for when I was taking up too much space or requiring too much energy from others. Sorry became my default response to existing in any space with other humans. Sarah made me a deal that seemed absolutely ridiculous at the time. Every time I apologized unnecessarily, which apparently was constantly, I had to put $1 in a mason jar she placed prominently on our kitchen counter. Within the first week alone, I'd contributed $23 to what she started calling the Sorry Fund. This is coming from somewhere really deep, she said one night after I apologized profusely for my phone buzzing during her Netflix show. Where did you learn that your basic existence requires a constant stream of apologies? I told her everything. About mom making me feel like an inconvenience from birth. About learning to read her moods and apologize preemptively before she could get annoyed. About becoming so small and invisible that teachers forgot I was in their classes. Friends forgot to invite me to parties, and I forgot I had any right to take up space anywhere. Sarah got this look on her face. Part heartbreak, part fierce determination. What if we completely flipped this entire script? Instead of apologizing for existing, what if you thanked people for letting you exist in their space? It sounded absolutely insane and backwards, but I was desperate to break this 22-year cycle of shrinking. Instead of sorry I'm late, I started forcing myself to say thanks for waiting for me. Instead of sorry for rambling, I tried thanks for listening to my thoughts. Instead of sorry for asking, I said thanks for being willing to help. The shift was immediate and honestly completely shocking. People responded in totally different ways. They smiled more, seemed genuinely happier to be around me instead of tolerating my presence. Conversations flowed naturally instead of feeling like I was constantly interrupting. I felt like I was finally participating in life instead of apologizing for accidentally stumbling into it. My confidence grew exponentially. I started speaking up in work meetings instead of staying silent. Applied for a promotion I never would have considered myself worthy of. Made new friends who actually sought out my company and seemed to enjoy my personality. 3 months later, my mom came to visit our apartment. We were at dinner when I started to automatically say sorry for about something trivial and caught myself mid-sentence, the word hanging in the air. Thanks for coming all this way to see me, Mom. It really means a lot that you made the effort. She looked genuinely stunned, like I'd spoken an entirely foreign language. You sound so different, confident, strong. When did that happen? You used to be so apologetic about everything. That's when it hit me like an absolute truck. I'd been unconsciously training everyone in my life, family, friends, co-workers, strangers, to see me as a burden, an inconvenience, someone who should feel guilty for existing and taking up their precious time. When I stopped apologizing for taking up space, they stopped seeing me as someone who should. The jar now holds $127, money I've dubbed my freedom fund. Next month, I'm using every penny for a solo trip to Iceland, something the old me never would have done. No asking permission from anyone, no apologizing for wanting adventure or taking time off. Yesterday, Sarah caught me saying, "Excuse me," to a chair I bumped into and started laughing hysterically. Some habits die hard, I said, grinning, and for the first time in my entire life, I didn't apologize for it.